Last things get
Wish
started.
I had good
I'm
hit.
just going to pop to the loo.
Toodaloo.
I've pressed the live button. It says we are live. I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that we might be live at this point in time.
It's
Neat.
alive.
So welcome back to another chapter of this new little spin-off of the Yesrallaw Odyssey. Last week we had 2 episodes back to back where we had a bit of a battle at the Chateau de Blois, or de Blois, Blois. That was it. Lovely Loire Valley Chateau in a beautiful part of France. Only populated by moderately evil demons that liked the occasional blood orgy. But no, the party couldn't let that stand, so they had to go and summon some angels and have a massive, great big fight in the courtyard that resulted in a few earthquakes and the destruction of basically the entire chateau. A few people escaped from it. Isn't plot armor a wonderful thing? Lol. And yeah.
In case that was a question, yes.
Yes. So now they are on the run, or on the escape at this point in time. They've left with the bishop and his retinue and are heading on out of the valley and heading to essentially the towards the bishop's safe haven. And on the road, they have run into an old friend. That old friend has had some seriously hard wood saved up for a couple of the members of the party since pretty much the first episode of getting here. That's right. You've run into Mike Rochburns and the Inquisition.
You know, Trig, I have just made a realization.
Go on.
Joan the Demon
Mm-hmm.
is, at this point, no different from Rita Repulsa.
I was about. That's the one! That's the one!
Do with that information what you will.
Rita Repulsa. I don't even know what that is. Is this some newfangled thing that you
Post pictures, everybody.
that you kids, fetishize about?
It's actually Power Rangers, and
Yeah.
old Power Rangers at that. I think it's like,
I
don't know, maybe late 1990s?
That's
It is.
OG Power Rangers.
Apparently it's Mighty Morphin.
The mighty Morbin Power Rangers.
Speaking of Power Rangers, in the new upcoming D&D I'll be doing, Uzalu is indeed playing a pink Power Ranger, or a pink Ranger.
Is it a pink warlock? Oh,
just a ranger, but he's pink, so
he's Uzalu. He's pink.
so
Is Rita Repulsa the one who says, "Grow, my pretties, grow"?
Yes.
yes.
In a sort of bird-like "Grow, my pretties, grow" voice. Right?
Also,
Yeah.
she consistently fucks with the protagonists via the use of magic, and always seems to be able to get away via means of utter bullshittery. Your villain is a Power Rangers gimmick.
I was in my 20s in the days of the Power Rangers, and I was very, very happy to sell their cheesy plastic toys to kids at overpriced prices, but I never actually watched any of that crap apart from the occasional bit of it and went, this looks like a Guyver Dark Hero, but worse.
Well, you see, it's very simple, okay? There's basic plot.
I don't need to know. I'm happy. I've lived a long and happy life, not needing to know whatever that gay shit was.
Fine, trample all over my joke. Don't even let me say it. Fine.
Go on. What
No,
is
you've ruined it. No one gets to hear it now.
awesome?
How repulsive.
See what I do for people.
You ruin people's childhoods.
Yes. Yes, literally that. And I'll do it again, see?
And I would do it again if it wasn't for you
Meddling
meddling
kids. Right. Right, yeah, so, shrugging off all of that nonsense. Instantly Boone Talks is fantastic. Yes.
Mhm.
Right. So, yeah, you guys have run into my crotch bones. And he's sort of
excellent.
standing there, and he's taken aback by the fact that he was expecting. He's been hunting you guys down. I'll be honest. He has been tracking your actions ever since you left left Arcee, and has been basically a day behind you all the way. He showed up in Brest just to find it exploding. He showed up at the fort just after the battle. You might remember seeing him.
He showed up in Brest
do.
after it exploded. He showed up at the fort after it
It
exploded.
exploded.
He showed up at the palace after it exploded.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we're not really that hard to find. I now realize.
Just look for the smoke and the bits of rubble. Yeah, he has been tracking you down, and as far as he's concerned, you bitches deserve the breaking on the wheel,
Smite.
the smite, the big pike, the burning, the whatever he can do for you, and here you are rocking up with an archbishop in tow. So yeah, this has taken him somewhat aback. He was ready to get his smite on, and instead he is sort of like, oh, halt, my lord, I could do with speaking to you about your traveling companions. Are you aware that they are evil?
I think we've definitely shown up to now that we are definitely not evil.
Yes.
Hey, CD, I think he might be talking about you.
Oh, by the way, CD wants to ask Alice or tell to Alistair. So, when do you think the angels will return the knife?
Alistair will look to see and say, "Bold of you to assume that they intend to return it."
I remember you.
And I just have
You're
a
friend of
annoying,
Justin's, aren't you?
and I just have an annoying frown at Chase asking that. I mean, CD asking that. Sorry, what did you say, Kiki?
I have altered the monster. Pray I do not alter it further. Speaking of which, yes,
I said, I remember you. You're good friends with Justin, are you not?
yes, Justin is my commanding officer, as you well
Alistair
know.
will call over. Alistair will call over and ask, "The same Justin who joined us in battle to slay a demon."
Yes, capture.
Multiple demons, in fact.
Now, presumably that means you're here to join us on our quest. It was Mike, wasn't it?
Yes. Chief Inquisitor Mike Rochburns. He looks somewhat aback. And the Archbishop sort of holds his hand up and goes, "Inquisitor,
So many demons.
Inquisitor, a word here, if you would." They basically, oops, not on that screen. There we go. Mike dismounts and takes a bit of a wander over, and Jean d'Armagnac has a bit of a word. There is some heated conversation, raised eyebrows, some general pointing and raving coming from Mike, but after a few minutes, he looks somewhat dejected at the whole thing, but goes, yes, I understand. And at which point Jean, the Archbishop, comes back to you chaps and says, I've proposed that the Inquisition join us. We are to head to my retreat nearby, where we will gather ourselves, and I am going to propose that you I don't want to say go into hiding, but find somewhere where you will not be pursued for a little while, until a few things can blow over, and then perhaps we will talk about dealing with the issue in Paris. Yes?
CD just says the word behave.
Or why not strike while the iron's hot?
But,
Because, madam, the iron is somewhat too hot at the moment.
The iron is currently melting
Yes.
above us.
Unfortunately, Lady Joan got away, and more importantly, so did Jenny. The King's spymaster knows of us and knows our plans, and is probably right now already, if not on her way back, or possibly even whispering into the King's ear as we speak.
I completely agree with the bishop in that we should probably lay low and find a different route, either a different route to get to Paris, or just wait it out for them to ease up a bit.
Perhaps we could rally some forces, make a proper fight out of this.
No idea. I mean, Bishop, you have a decent-sized fortification. You mentioned.
I
We could
have
use
access
it
to
as a
many.
staging point.
Perhaps, but I'm going to suggest that that you guys lay low or out of sight for perhaps a few days whilst I make some inquiries.
Grigor not so long.
I have
Where
the
did you
beginnings
have
of
in
a...
mind?
Well, first we will head back to my retreat. It is but 2 days' travel from here, and I have already sent word ahead to so that we should be met by a contact of mine. He owes me a favor, and I in turn owe him a favor or two. And I think we might be able to get you people out of sight with his aid. I believe I mentioned
Sounds
Jock
brilliant.
to you before.
You did.
I think it's time you met my Scottish. So, onwards.
Great Scott.
Are we in agreement? Or would you rather do something else?
CD
That
says,
sounds
I
like a good
approve
idea.
of the course of action. We should plan our next move. That's too Russian. Sorry, Chase, I can't really do an Arab accent.
Well, Alistair will call out to the bishop and say, How many days' journey is it to your retreat?
Approximately 2 days' journey. If we make haste.
Out of curiosity, Trig, could you point on the map where we're going?
Right. Okay.
I'm guessing to the right.
I mean, yes, to the right, definitely.
I meant the world map.
The world map. I mean, the world map or the map of Europe?
Yes.
What is this nonsense? Oh, we've got more exploded nonsense. Why is this map so knackered? What has happened to my map?
I don't know. You're
Is
the
it
guy
was
that.
a castle was a tower falling
The
over?
fuck?
That's something's not completely right with that map.
Yep. No. There we go. It's refocused itself. We are. Where are we? We're currently around about here.
Right under Anus.
You are right. You're just a little to the left of the actual spot of Anus. But yes,
the
yes.
spot or the N? Are
Yeah,
we below the N?
You're just below the N. Yeah. And
Oh,
you
Right,
so-
okay.
you will be heading straight past Anus, towards essentially
35.
yeah.
36. Yeah, that's 35.
But yeah, you will be just a little bit a bit north of Anus. You'll have to essentially pass right between the valley.
A quick question.
Go on.
Is the tower with erectile dysfunction supposed to be the chateau?
I think, or it may be the fort.
I think that was the fort.
That's the fort.
Ah, okay.
All right. In which case, I have a question.
Mhm.
As a party, what do we know of Anus? Because we're going to be going past it.
You are.
Yeah.
Come on. You do know stuff about Anus.
We know
It
stuff
is a
about-
dark and deep, terrible place. Don't go there.
It's between two valleys, from what I remember.
May I suggest that you look at some of the handouts that you've been given that I spent whole minutes preparing for you, and notice what is in Anus or Anus or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Do I really need to look up what's inside your anus?
Yes, I've written lots
That's
about
the
it.
planet.
Is that in the notes?
It is in
No.
the should be in the character sheets next to
I see notes, Felamar's journal, and
You see a journal? Oh wait, you got the.
I don't see a
Yeah.
journal, but I do see a few flyers. by,
private
like, the west
correspondence to Justin. Me.
Oh, is that the
Yes,
one
I
that
do
has
see
something
that.
about
I
anus?
can't read it though.
Oh, you can click on it and then it opens up.
Yeah, the font is not conducive to a dyslexic.
It's also written in Latin.
Heretici
Is that one written in Latin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, it appears to be written in Latin.
Brother in arms, Michael. It also doesn't say anything about anus or anus.
I see English. I see Jews. I see the Gauls.
I see.
So, what was
English,
that
I
about
see-
having written up something painstakingly for us to go over?
It should be. Maybe it's just in Kiki's thing.
No.
Because
I'm
I-
looking
I
at
must
mine.
point
I
out-
just have private correspondence to Justin in Latin
Uh-huh.
and letter from ex-officials Capitis
Yeah.
Inquisitor, which is also in Latin.
May I throw something
Flyer
out
for the
there and see
WEF.
if it-
Advert Mystalia. Mark
Okay.
Spencer's sample price list, sample armor price list, Mark Spencer's gift
Okay.
vouchers, and the pub sign.
The ex office Capitis Inquisitus Oxard, Roma. Justin, we will be stationing our forces for this operation in the town of Venus, and all correspondence should be sent here in the future. Or there in the future. Please be sure on your excursion around France, bringing the word to the heathen and heretic, to continue to send back any artifacts of suspected demonic or heretical significance for our collection. The recent stones, spells, and scribblings from the Hebrews' cave outside Brest were very interesting, and you did well to hide the discovery from the English army. I understand your creature Mike Rochburn still holds some loyalty to his place of birth. We hold concerns that it might let information slip pertaining to these caves' whereabouts, and in his revelry with his former colleagues. Be sure to look out for any more cave sites, and likewise knows who knows what secrets are held out of the light of the sun. It is not just rats and leeches living down in the foul caverns. Take care. Frater Inamus, Michael.
Guys,
Yeah, that's
I
definitely
think I know where the
not,
nose is.
Yeah, that's definitely not one of the letters that we have.
Okay, right, in that case. I did
Well,
read...
as I say, I think
did...
we know where the nose is.
Yes. That was read out to you, because that was what led you to go to the caves outside of Brest.
No, it does sound familiar. Especially the whole thing about him still having loyalties to his country. I think we might be able to do a little bit of a heist at some point. I mean, we could definitely use some more powerful items. Now, I am saying this out of character because Bishop is nearby, but if we get a moment, say, over the campfire when we're not being observed, I might say it in character.
I will say this now. You find the nose, and you head back to us, or I'll say, and hand it to the rabbi. He will give you the diamonds, and you can go home.
Well, if you're allowed and find it, that's definitely an option.
I mean,
yeah, I imagine there's going to be some other fancy things there, like maybe a very rare and recently missing knife.
Possibly.
So, what do you guys say? Should we make a heist of it?
Are you asking the party or are you asking the players?
I'm asking the players. Garrow wouldn't be saying this, A, because I'm not sure if he'd figure this out, and B, because even he's not so dumb as to shout this in front of the Inquisitor and the Bishop. Oh, we're going to raid the Bishop's rare artifacts.
That's not the Bishop's rare artifacts. That's not Michael Rochburn's. That's Michael Oxard. You met Michael last episode.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh.
Either way, I doubt either
that the knife is also there.
Talking about this.
That's what that means, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I see nothing bad with going to look at nice museum artifacts and nabbing them.
I mean, we're about to do a big service to the church. The least they could do is power us up a bit. It's just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to steal from angels in service to the church. Okay.
Well, actually, what's going to happen, Trig, is we're going to successfully steal a ton of rare artifacts and then burn them all accidentally on the way out.
Yes. Not just burn. We're just going to evaporate them. Except the knife, of course. That one cannot.
Well, we haven't tried yet. We may find out that flaming sphere does work on knife.
or at least the explosion from the TNT after the flaming sphere touched it.
Well, seems Chase is voting that we.
Okay. I vote to find the nose. I vote yes. This time I promise not to blow anything. It was one time.
Maybe 2 times.
Maybe 2
Phrasing.
times. No, I believe the second time did not work.
That is true.
Second time I forgot which way was north and south, east and west. And the location of the gunpowder. One time you blow it down and suddenly you are the terrorist. Well, Chase, you got nobody except for yourself to blame for that one. Maybe your family.
So, are you heading directly to Anos? Are you heading to the bishop's palace first?
We were following the bishop. I thought we were so well.
Yeah.
It would be a bit weird if we just suddenly head off from them, right?
Indeed.
Well, keep in mind, if we do, we're liable to get attacked in our sleep by demons.
Yeah, we
Like,
should.
the only thing stopping us
probably-
from being ambushed while we sleep is the bishop's aura.
Yeah, we should stay with the bishop and discuss this in character when we get to.
Perhaps we could go to where the bishop's place is, and then use that for a while as a central hub from which to gather some power from nearby caves.
Yep. All right. So, any objections to his following the bishop to his residence and meeting the Mad Scotsman?
Nope.
All right, then. That's what we do.
Fantastic. The journey takes about 2 days, and everybody roll me I'm going to call it a luck dice. Roll a d20, everyone. Unless you have, you don't have a luck stat of any sort or anything. Just
There's some classes or races that have a luck mechanic, but it's not.
Oh,
me.
no.
Hey, Ginger, you feeling lucky?
No. As a matter of fact, I'm not.
Ha! Right, okay. Ginge, it's somewhere along the lines, you fall off your horse. You suffer a minor injury, but are restored to health rather rapidly, but everybody has a bit of a joke at your expense.
It's okay that he fell off It's okay that he fell off his horse. He's got the shortest horse.
Yes,
Yeah.
The least distance to fall.
it was only a short distance for you to fall, but yes.
Mhm.
He could basically just immediately stand on one of his feet.
He says something about the universe itself cursing him, and he cannot wait to be rid of it.
Everybody just cringes slightly and continues on.
In about right, and let's see if I can rehash something quickly. And
All right.
you know what? I'm gonna rehash. I'm gonna rehash the old courtyard. No, I'm not. That's an absolute fucking nightmare state. Okay. in that
The
case-
next lowest luck, by the way, is Kiki with a 6.
What's this, Ginger? You trying to share the wealth?
And then it's wait, what?
Yes.
It was really to see if someone would roll really, really high. Yeah, Kiki's is a little saddle sore after 2 days of riding, and again, minor ailments, nothing serious.
Chase, you already rolled a 7.
Do I have any success?
Oh,
in
do we need to roll for
convincing
for both
Francois
days or
to,
just once?
copy the cane?
No, Francois is actually, shall we say, he's a little reticent at the present moment.
What
He
does that mean?
He definitely doesn't sound particularly his normal jovial self. Or I should say, let me ask you the question: Are you're trying to get him to replicate the cane, and are you still wearing the hat?
So I have that hat over my hat, kind of like a tower of hats.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
In
Wait,
fact, if I find a third hat, I may even put that on top of the top hat.
which hat?
After
Oh, yeah.
after a couple of days of wearing that hat, shall we say you have become somewhat attuned to it,
Okay.
and it now fits a lot better. But during the ride, it's been It's been, a little. It's been quite sunny, but Garrow has definitely picked up a bit of a sunburn, possibly a little more than anyone else, which is surprising, seeing as he's wearing a hat. You'd think he would have been covered from the sun, but there is definitely a pinkish and ruddy nature to his face. But yes, the hat fits a little better. Point in time.
Cool. Could I make a perception roll to see what attunement might mean?
Certainly.
Suddenly, after a while, we realized that Gargarax was the hat all along.
20.
A 20. You feel. Whereas before you were a little bit sort of, shall we say, your magic had a bit of a spark to it. It now seems like it feels a little more fiery. And
Interesting.
I don't know. Should you try to use whatever magics you had before? We'll discuss what they would look like when you do, if you try it.
I've already had a thought about this, by the way. So when it happens, I can do the descriptions.
Okay.
Sure. On that note, I'm not going to do anything during the journey, but when we arrive at the bishop's place, I will try and find some time to talk to both CD and Alistair as our spellcasters. Oh, and Theo knows some spells as well, so he can be involved, I guess.
After a couple of days, you arrive at what you can only describe as a rather stunning looking palace. You thought the chateau was impressive. This is quite something special. Spires, stained glasses, and an epic size of building in general. Something that must have taken, quite frankly, decades, if not longer, to build. This is quite the sight. And
good to be bishop, I guess.
It is very good to be the chief religious officer of an entire country. Yes, especially France. In this particular point in time, they were big on their big castles, stained glass, etc.
I'll just make the remark that I finally see that Grigore finally sees some nice-looking architecture.
This is.
Are we looking at something vaguely like this? Oh, hang on.
Boomer moment.
There we go. No, that was Discord being pissy about a high-resolution image.
You know what? Not far off. That is not far off the one I was thinking of using.
Not the correct period.
Is that Versailles?
No, Versailles doesn't have water like that. No, that is not Versailles.
But
Versailles is way late. That's like 200-300 years later, my dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find a decent picture from this period but
you won't. You won't because they didn't have them like that.
No, I know, and those that were a lot of the castles were destroyed during the 100 Years' War and rebuilt afterwards, etc. It's a grand castle nonetheless, and yes, we're going to. It's
There's also this.
Is it the kind of castle where if we ask for a grail, they might suggest that they already have one?
That outside, definitely. The inside, maybe is like there's some stuff on there I wouldn't.
You know what?
Let's say half of that castle.
I know this isn't canon. And I know this is an English castle, because it's one of my favourite castles, but I was thinking something a bit more like this one.
You say English, but it's probably just gonna be in some Norman castle.
I mean, it is actually a folly castle.
Oh, that looks so. There's something very off about that picture, and I don't know what.
That is a real castle. That is Bodiam Castle. That is an absolutely stunning castle. It is also, it is literally if you want an iconographic image of a castle, this is it.
Yeah, I can definitely understand why there's suddenly a whole myth about the lady in the lake giving you a sword at that castle.
Yeah.
At a castle like that.
I'm just gonna knock up a quick. Oops.
A quick, nice courtyard, perhaps, with a fountain in the middle.
No, I'm just gonna knock up a quick page with that. With an image in there of what I'm looking at the present moment, because you know what? Damn, people should see this.
They should.
God damn it, that's not. That's a small. I'll just bung that there. We'll open that there, and then
We lost
you lost a who?
a Kiki.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Sacre bleu.
I have a cat haranguing me as well. Oh?
Oh no. Is it murring again?
Yeah, literally sat at my feet going. Only
Is it?
because I got sound cancellation, noise cancellation on my thing. You can't hear it. But
Is it feeding time again?
no, feeding time is
Hey,
being gone. It is play with me time. It is. You usually get the stick and shake it around and go, look, have fun. But
Trig, something interesting that I've just realised.
go on.
This castle here, not only is it a French castle, but it's located in the right spot too.
Which one's that
According to
one?
Wikipedia,
Yes.
this is this is this is a castle whose name I cannot pronounce. But if you take a look, that
Yes.
red spot there, that's where it is in France.
Is about right. It is that is the location. As I said, that's not quite what it would look like, and
Chateau de Blois.
just because I am a massive fan of Bodiam, that's what you're getting, because you can't beat a bit of Bodiam Castle. You pass across a long drawbridge, across a lake. Down comes a full-on drawbridge to a portcullis, and the portcullis opens. The gates open. You ride through into a walled courtyard, to be met by a number of servants who greet you, and amongst them stands what you could only describe as, well, a small elven-looking chap, essentially.
Oh,
Somewhat a tiny elven-looking chap, actually.
Do I spot him?
You will be immediately visible. In fact, let's use the old fort just for sake of this. Yes, you will immediately spot this tiny, slight, 5'6" tall At most 100 pounds in weight of a manlet.
And you're not talking about Alistair.
I'm not talking about Alistair. No. This elven manlet is sporting green eyes and blonde, long blonde hair. And he has a big grin on his face as he holds his arms wide open and says, "Bishop, my friend." Well, actually, he says it with a bit of a lisp, sort of.
Oh God, he's gay.
Oh, he's very camp. You have met Patrick. That is the name he goes by, and this is how he will be. He likes to be referred to as just Patrick. Small fort.
So
As you'll be sort of coming in through the top.
Okay, so we can delete everything that's in the bottom.
Yeah, just ignore that stuff. I'll delete it. Just put yourself in at the drawbridge. I'm just using this as a quick visual aid, because we're probably going to be moving on from here ever so quickly.
So
Already.
that very same cat that was up attempting to draw attention from Trig was also the very same cat that walked across my keyboard on the way to the stairs and crashed my whole computer.
Oh my God.
Damn.
That is one hefty cat.
Thank you, boy. So Patrick sort of minces his way over in his lime green and pink outfit of the finest silk. He is without a doubt dressed in extreme refinement, and greets the Archbishop and with a courteous bow, and he's sort of whispers something to him. Theo, would you like to roll a perception check and I'll give you advantage on it?
I would definitely like to do a perception check.
You notice that this is in fact a highborn, a high elf, but one of extremely diminutive stature, it would seem. 5'6" is small for an elf, as you well know.
Yes.
And he's, particularly sort of seems to be into the fact that he has a lot of hair and is often sort of playing with it with his hands and chatting to Jean. And he sort of goes, "Oh, forgive me, I really must introduce myself to your friends. I'm Patrick, and Jock will be with you in just a moment." And do you want to put the rest of the icons on the Garrow? Why are you outside the drawbridge? You're in the water over there.
Get in there.
Get in the fucking thing.
Indeed.
That's
Good news. I have uploaded Alistair's new artwork to the game.
So
Better
And he
news.
is just as difficult to see now as he always has been.
Don't worry, I'll make an item for him.
we can sort that out. We can sort that out right away. Hold on.
No. I'll make a proper square icon for him where only his profile is being shown instead of the whole. Don't worry,
I can
he's
sort it.
still just as.
There you go. Right, where is... Let's stick Grace on there as well. Wherever the hell Grace's character is. There's Grace. Okay, and we just need CDM. So, yeah, Patrick's busy sort of ingratiating himself and generally sort of going, oh, I hope the journey wasn't too hard on you. I hope you've all had a good time. And suddenly a booming Scottish voice comes out. Gene, as I live and breathe! How's it going, man? And out comes... Garrow, how tall is... how tall is Garrow?
6'6".
The number of the beast?
In front of you is a man who is, quite frankly, quite possibly even, the first person you've ever met where you look at him and see straight up his nose.
Yeah.
Before you is a
Impressive.
man who must be over 7 foot. And quite frankly is at least 5 foot wide. This is a fearsomely large, strong, powerful looking guy. Across his back
Huh.
is a very large sword, you think, maybe? Although it doesn't, you might want to, it doesn't look quite like a sword. And on his hip is, I don't know how to describe what it is. It looks like some sort of club, perhaps. Some sort of metal club, hooked club of some sort. You're not sure. It's about a little over a foot long metal sort of object, with a large handle sticking out of the top end of it.
Well, like a gold paint stick.
No. Gold paint stick was basically a long cattle prod. This is a sturdy looking block of metal. Perhaps the best thing you can describe it as to your eyes is this is like an ingot of metal with a handle stuck on one end of it.
Okay. Could I roll something to try and intuit what it is or what it's for?
You can, by all means, anyone wants to roll perception, have a look at see if you can work out something about the sword. By all means, have a bash.
25?
25. Is this with regards to the sword? You know what? I'll let that on both. The sword that you see seems to have teeth running down it. It is a large sword. This sword is heavy, to say the least, and it has teeth running all the way around it.
When you
The
say
teeth
teeth,
on
do
the
you mean
sword go
like it
round
looks
and
like
round, round and
it's made
round,
of crocodile's
round and
teeth?
Metal teeth.
Right.
Metal, pointy, jagged edges all the way around this sword.
Nasty.
Alistair will assume that the man has weaponized the nose of a sawfish.
Actually, that's not far off. A little wider, but essentially, yes. That is a good description of what you're looking at. Also, there does seem to be, I don't know, there seems to be a light from within it, perhaps, on a couple of places. And with regards the block of metal on his hip,
No, Chase, it'd be, from what he's describing, it sounds more like it's going to be something along these lines.
That's a swordfish, isn't it?
No, it's a sawfish.
A sawfish.
A sawfish. Yes, something like that, but only a lot bigger. We're talking a lot like that, yes, as... Yeah,
Oh.
actually, Ginge, yes, that sort of size, but with a handle on the end of it and a block. And yes, that picture you've just described, you just put there, very much like that. Yes.
Excellent.
He also, as I said, has this. I mean, it would be a to draw a quick sketch on the actual on the map so you can all see it. It would be a rectangular block about yay big. There would be a smaller sort of a handly bit there, and perhaps even a little bit of a thing sticking out the back there. That's a very, very rough sketch of the general form and shape of it. But this is large. This is a foot long, with a biggish handle on it.
Does it have something on the in that picture around here? Does it have something round cylindrically, or something cylindrical?
No, there are some cutaways and some details, and so on. It's difficult to tell. It is in some sort of leather holder that holds it onto his hip.
Very interesting person, this.
Are we familiar with boomerangs?
Are we familiar with firearms?
You're not familiar with firearms, as far as I know. Which is
Ginge?
why I've been very, very, very vague in my description of what is
Exactly.
basically an
In
Astartes
terms
bolter.
In terms of boomerangs, I would say the party is unfamiliar with boomerangs being used as a weapon, but they would be a relatively middle class kind of toy you'd expect someone with a little bit of money but not an excessive amount to buy for their child as a toy. Firearms, however, no, they don't exist in Yesrallaw.
But basically,
I guess he just likes playing with toys.
you were looking at a I mean, this guy's basically a space marine that doesn't need armor because he's already that big. For want of coming out of character. Actually, yeah, yes, that is exactly what it might look like to the uneducated eye. An obsidian sword club is a fair representation. And he comes out and he goes, the bishop told me he had some guests. Jock Fitzpatrick! I see you've already met Patrick. And he shakes. He goes to shake anyone's hand that will take the gigantic slab of meat offered. Would anyone like to shake his hand?
By all means, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it?
It would be rude not to.
Oh, after you then, Grigori.
I sort of reluctantly go up and
Murder CD.
Fuse with CD.
let's just undo. CD does it before everybody else.
Okay. Anyone that shakes his hand, do a strength saving throw. When Theo, when he shakes your hand, he goes, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry, madam. I hope I didn't hurt you." Grace, well done. Actually, that's because this is his throw. This is his strength saving roll. Is that wrong?
An 18.
Did not roll.
Roll to GM.
I did roll to GM. Damn.
Although perhaps it'd be funnier if you kept that particular stat hidden.
Yes.
Yeah, but now that
Yep.
yeah,
Kiki, that is a firm handshake, and he is a good firm handshake.
fine.
Good to meet you.
CD did fine.
CD rolled a 19.
CD did roll fine. Yeah, again, he looks at CD, he looks at Grace, and is like, "Good to meet someone with a good firm handshake," and he grins. Gary was like,
Well,
"I would have thought you'd have had a bit. Perhaps I can tell you how to work on those muscles, laddie. You seem like a fine specimen, but you have a handshake like a limp fish."
excellent.
And again, with regards, Alistair, he oh, terribly sorry, madam. I haven't hurt you, have I?
No, he says whilst being flailed about like a wet fish.
Garo just softly apologizes. Says, "Well, you see, have to be taking care of this. Took a bit of a shocking after shaking hands with my good friend Michael. You may have met him."
Michael? Which Michael would you be referring to? I know a few Michaels.
The
Oxford.
one with like a million eyes.
Oxford.
Oh, you know that Michael. I
A
see.
great chap. Perfect to have at your back in a fight.
Yes, he's not bad, I guess. I mean, if you need that sort of a thing. He looks at the bishop and goes, "I see we do need to talk. You fellas run an interesting company, don't you?"
We have.
Alistair will just at this point say, "Yes, and apparently the man has an interest in magical items."
Aye, laddie, he does. He does indeed at that. Funny you should say that. Interesting. Maybe you'll do. Maybe you'll do indeed. He looks back at Jean. The bishop. Let's go
The
inside
bishop
and have a
presumably
chat
cowering
over
in
some
fear?
beer. The bishop is grinning at his old friend. Let's go inside and have a wee pint of beer or two, and you can tell me all about it, 'cause I'm hearing all kinds of rumours. Tom's diner last night was practically a buzz about something or other. Come on, Patrick. Come, lad.
Tom's Diner.
You'll see.
As we follow him, I'm just going to ask John, in front of everyone. So, how did you guys meet? Doesn't exactly seem to be a man of the faith, if you know what I mean.
He doesn't really seem like a man from this world. Or is there a place here that grows them really big?
Jock overhears you because he does ridiculous stats. He goes, I am from this world, laddie. I'm from Scotland, actually, I'll have you know. But yes, you're right. There's more to me than meets this time and place, certainly. But,
Scotland is a place where the men grow large and their egos even larger.
I
an Englishman, I see. Yes, full-sized Englishman, this one as well.
He just looks at Jock, unimpressed, and just says, "Yes."
I thought he had a I thought he had a defect. Are you suggesting his race grows no larger than that?
The Virgin Englishman versus the Chad Scotsman.
Anyway, let's get some beer downers. He looks at Grigori. After you, milady.
I am not a lady.
Oh, yeah, you're one other one like Patrick. Oh, well, we could,
I am not
maybe
like...
have...
I just
He just grins at you.
just point away.
It's okay, laddie. I like the wee effeminate elves. Don't I, Patrick? And Patrick blushes. And yeah, they heads off. Let's go off to the wherever we're going to call a hallway, a restroom, a restroom.
I'm gonna mutter in Sylvan degenerate.
I think I may have figured out the pun regarding this one.
Jock Fitzpatrick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wasn't difficult. Right.
When I first read his name, I was spending like, wait, where's the joke? Oh.
Oh, indeed.
Well, let's just put it this way, Chase. There is a man named Patrick, and incidentally, there is also a Fitzpatrick.
There is a large man called Fitzpatrick. Yes.
Yes.
He's Fitzpatrick.
Rather snugly.
Hey, I think he got it.
Yeah, he got it.
It's a gay joke.
It's a gay joke. Oh my god, how could I make such a terrible thing? Who would have thought? Now,
Haram apostrophe.
haram indeed. Could not be
Haram! I can't play with you anymore.
any more haram.
Whew. So, how tall is this building we're in?
How tall is it? It is actually, as I said, quite a substantial castle.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And
With roof access?
and I as I said, I've used this just as a wee visual aid at this point in time.
Don't worry, Trick. It was just a joke.
Give you some sort of idea of what it's like on the inside. But basically, yes, you sit down and you are treated to the rather impressive cuisine, etc. that yet another French castle can put on for you. And obviously inside it looks a lot less like a shitty hut inside a very basic defensive redoubt, and is in fact a much more sort of how do we say impressive kind of environment.
Well, CD, you said you shook hand with that degenerate. You feel dirty now, but he probably got dirtier from shaking your hand.
There we go.
As we're heading inside, Alistair will just make his way over to Grace and say, "This place I do not suspect it to be an issue, but perhaps it is worth checking over with your gifts.
Indeed, though I do trust that a place hosted by Friends of Angels would be under such surveillance anyway. And I'll run my divine sense.
Your divine sense. Interesting.
Sensory overload.
You get nothing in particular. Although you do get a weird kind of odd feeling. You know, I don't know. Yeah, it's nothing. It's probably nothing. Roll me a perception.
Just her?
Yep. No. Weird whiff. It's probably that jock chap. He's large, and there's generally something off about him, and you're kind of perturbed about the fact that his sword is bigger than yours. And yeah. So you sit down. You have a lovely meal. And the bishop spends a good deal of time chatting with Jock and Patrick, and Jock basically turns around to you after you've had a good and hearty meal, and he says, "So lads, would you be up for helping me out for a couple of days? Keep you out of trouble, perhaps, or at least out of the sight of the king."
What do you have in mind?
And
Well,
more importantly, how do you expect to be able to conceal us?
well, there are places that even the king can't see. Well, this king anyway. There is another king I'm thinking of having to introduce you to. You see, I've been asked to procure a few wee items from somewhere, and I need a hand bringing them back.
I bend slightly forward to the table. I would like to know more about what you're proposing.
Okay, great, grand, in fact. Simple. There's a bunch of statues I need to pick up. I need to slap them on a wagon. I need somebody that I can rely on to take them exactly where I tell you to take them. Don't touch anything, don't talk to anyone, drop them off exactly where you're supposed to, and come back the way you came.
What kind of statues?
Just stone statues of warriors and the like.
And why can't you just leave this to, I don't know, some others, from some paladins from His Holiness Jean?
Well, it's let's just say they come from a kind of an interesting place. And they need to go to an interesting place via another interesting place, and well, we can't just let any old person there.
Well, we have a while the bishop seeks to gather some forces for us. Perhaps if you could offer some forces of your own, we'd gladly take up a mission for you.
Yeah, I see no reason why not.
There's glory in it for everyone involved.
Forces of my own, you say? Right, okay. Let me describe this to you. Have you? No, I know you have as well, so don't be giving me any of your bullshit. Have you heard of the Hall of Worlds? I take it that's a yes, right? Because I believe you were talking to my friend the bishop about it.
I give him a nod.
Oh, yes, that's the place on the other side of the knife, isn't it, Grigory?
I don't know what you mean about a knife. But,
We've heard of it.
We had a blade that has been taken from us now by a group of angels. They handed them over quite willingly, but supposedly it could open a portal to this place.
you don't need a knife to open a portal to this place. You just need to know where the doors are. I happen to know where the doors are. I traverse the wall quite regularly. I have a hall pass, so to speak. Plus, I also have a standing reservation at Tom's Diner. Let me ask you, do you like hamburgers?
What are hamburgers?
Yeah, don't you know what a hamburger is? Oh, right. Well, you're in for a treat. Basically, you get a cow, and you mash it down into mince, and you take a big old chunk of this, and you grill it up, and slap it between two nice big chunks of bread. Bit of salad, bit of cheese, little tomato, little onion. I digress. It's a wonderful thing. And I happen to know where they do the best diners this side of eternity.
I'm sure that sounds lovely.
Now bear in mind, not anyone can go there. You're not gonna get there yourself. You have to be able to travel the hall. But if you want to know somewhere, or something, or anything, in fact, Tom's Diner is the place to go to find it out.
What does it take to travel this hall?
Well, I can let you in. You'd be under my protection. You'd be doing a job for me. As long as you do as I say, and don't deviate, you'll be fine. But you'll have to go exactly where I say, when I say, and do what I say. And if you don't, well, then there's the hall monitors to worry about. Although you won't be worrying about them for long, let me tell you.
Okay.
Now, do you know what the Hall of Worlds is, your friend there in the top hat? I've seen that top hat before. I'm sure.
I mean, I found it, abandoned on the ground. I mean, who would do that to such a wonderful piece of headgear? I felt, as anyone would, compelled to liberate it and keep it safe.
It's a fine hat, I'll tell you that. How to describe it? The Hall of Worlds is a hall with many doors in it. And in any door will take you to any number of times and places in the whole of eternity. As a result, as you can imagine, getting into the Hall of Worlds is one thing, but finding your way out and getting to where you want to go is another altogether. What's more, people and things using the hall without permission, well, that has to be policed. That's where the hall monitors come in. They don't ask questions. They don't give second chances. You do something that you're not supposed to do, and they will go back to the moment when you made the decision to make and do the thing that you did, and they will erase you from existence. They're not fellas to mess about with. And don't get me wrong, it's fine to go there, but these guys will, anybody should be afraid of them. There's a reason the King of France doesn't go into the Hall of Worlds and start fucking about doing his thing. There's a reason the gods don't go in there and start fucking about doing their thing. In the hall, the monitors, Anyway, I think I've made myself clear.
Perhaps there's a way to bypass.
You want to bypass them? Yeah. What were you thinking of doing? Were you thinking of changing a time or a place or an event? Breaking the continuum is a hell of a thing.
We've been looking for a way home for a while now.
You may have been able to figure out, but we're not from this world.
I know you're from that Yesrallaw place. I can tell it. I can smell of it. Even after all this time, I can smell it on you.
Our
We
charlatan
want to
wizard
get back
here
as soon as
was
possible.
hoping that this place could be a key back. However, we have business to deal with first, so it would do well to learn about it while we can.
Aye, it's a way back. I've been there. No problem. I've been there at many different times.
Can you bring us back if we help you with your job?
I might be able to. But I believe you got a job to do here, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's someone that needs dealing with first.
I'll tell you what, you do this favor for me, and you behave yourself. Because if you don't, you're gone anyway. But you do this job for me. And then you do the job you gotta do. We'll see if we can't get you home. If you haven't found another way back there, that is. And then he grins. Don't worry, old Jock will see you right. It's a simple job. You take your cart, you pop over to Rome, you pick up some statues. You slap 'em on the cart, you take care not to break 'em. Do not break 'em. Don't break 'em.
Sorry, pop over to Rome.
Aye?
Rome,
Aye.
the capital of Italy.
Aye, that's the one. Rome. Couple of 1,000 years ago, pop back there, pick the statues up, come back, drop 'em off for me in a couple of 100 years' time.
Meanwhile, our friend here, the
Alistair.
bishop, gathers an army for us.
Alistair looks at the Scotsman intently for a moment and says, "And how do you expect us to make this journey?"
Through the fucking hole, laddie! Where have you been? Do your ears work? I mean, I'm speaking English, am I not? It's supposed to be your own language. The hall! Any time and place, I'll tell you which door to go through. We'll have to pop in for a burger first. Maybe a bit of a sing-song. The king likes a sing-song and he appreciates it when other people join in. And the king, the chef at Tom's Diner, he's a grand lad. Grand lad.
So you will be taking us through this hall.
I'll do that.
Very well.
As I said, just don't be going and opening any doors that you're not supposed to. You go through the door, you get what I send you for, you put it on a barrow, you take care, you bring it back, you go through another door, you'll come out in a pub. You'll take across the road onto the estate. You'll drop it off at the estate, and you come back. Should
And we
take
don't
you.
talk to anyone.
Yeah, nah, don't talk to anyone. Literally, just drop the statues off. I can't be seen. Where we're going? I've been contracted, but as you can imagine, yeah, I show up, people kind of remember me, and
Yeah, I understand. What in case somebody talk to us? What should we do?
just grunt and say something in a language they don't understand.
I see.
Don't go fighting anyone. Don't go getting yourself into any misbehavior, and don't go picking anything up that you think, ooh, that's a shiny wee thing. I think I'll bring that back and bugger up the whole time continuum. Oh, that's an interesting gun. I think I'll bring it back 2,000 years and fuck everything right up. No. None
What's
of
a
that.
gun?
What's a gun?
A gun is. You're familiar with the wine rack?
Yeah.
Oh, a cannon.
You were dragging one around behind you, aye. I'll give you a clue. They get smaller in the future.
That sounds
Fascinating.
impractical.
That sounds fascinating.
Reaches down unconsciously to his hip. Handy fucking things, I tell ya. So anyway, you do this for me, and we'll see if you can't do something about your wee demon problem over here. And then maybe we'll find a way to get you to the king, and maybe back home afterwards. Any time and place. Remember, that's what I'm offering you. But only if you do as I say. Do we have a deal?
Seems fair to me.
Or do you have something else in mind?
That sounds good. However, I would like one extra thing, if that's possible. I lended out a knife to our dear Mikey boy, Michael McMichael, Mikey Oxhard.
Michael, you should speak a bit more with reverence about an archangel.
I'm sure I should. The dear holiness Michael. I would like that knife back.
Well, I think you're gonna have to go and ask him for it very nicely. I can't help you with Michael.
Gregory, we're going to have a bit of a fun, this sounds like. And afterwards, he said he's going to go do a bit of note making on the knife. Maybe by then he'll figure it out. Save us a bit of brain ache, don't you think? Two birds, one stone. If we wait a bit.
Yeah.
You ought to be careful with it, though. Cursed thing.
I did not detect any curses on it.
Always hunted by strange demons, that thing. Demons capable of possessing and twisting.
This knife,
Anything
you say you think you could cut your way through to the hole with it. You're saying
At
it's
least I'm led to believe I can.
a key to interdimensional travel or something.
Do you know something about that sort of thing?
Aye.
By the way, guys, I don't think anybody's actually said that that's what it does.
No, it's not.
Garrow has said that's what he thinks it does, given that it's called the Edge of Reality, and the Hall of Worlds is outside of reality.
And I said I'm led to believe something like that.
No one told Garrow he was wrong.
Well, yeah, while Garrow was researching, Grace was reading Bibles, so...
You were doing something productive.
Mm-hmm. Always productive, reading the good book.
A knife that can cut through reality. Interesting. I mean, I've
Would you
got
know something about that sort of thing, mate?
traveling between different times and places in reality. Aye, I know a wee bit. Where have you been for the last half an hour in the conversation?
So you've come across something like this knife before, then?
No, I travel around the hall. I go to different times and places and worlds and... You know, I collect odds and sods and do jobs for people. Trade a bit of information here and there. Occasionally I go back home. But it's a bit boring back there, you know. You get to a certain point, and you just find yourself wondering the universe. Because, if it ain't something to do, there's only so much you can sit in your castle and look out over your lands.
The universe, you say?
Aye, when you look up at night. All of that up there, and more.
And
You
your
travel
friend,
the stars?
your
Hey.
friend, and I point at Patrick. Is he from Yesrallaw?
But Patrick,
The diminutive fellow.
hey, you wee little lad over there. Let's see if he recognizes where you're. Gonna give him a perception. So,
Who, Jock? Who just 5 minutes ago said y'all smell like Yesrallaw?
yeah. You've
If
asked
he
him.
knows that we are from
I'll be
Yesrallaw,
back in a minute.
Yep.
I don't think we actually asked where Alistair was from. We asked where Jock was, where Patrick of Jock Fitzpatrick.
Oh, you're
from.
saying where Patrick is from. Sorry, I thought you meant
Yeah.
where Ginger's from. No, he's not from Yisrael. He's from, Patrick's from elsewhere. Aren't you, Patrick? Bought him when he was a wee child. Slavers, you see. Slavers work, yeah. Tom's Diner, as I mentioned, it's a strange place. There's a kind of amnesty on the place. So, you kind of get all sorts in there. And literally, when I say all sorts, I mean all sorts. And all sorts of trade is done there. You can have a hell of a burger. You can have a great sing-song. You can buy statues from ancient Rome. You can buy children. You can buy goods and services. You can buy information. You can sell all of the
I
above.
think we get the picture.
Yeah? You
When do you want
understand
us
now?
to go? When do we have to go?
We can set off tomorrow. There's no need to run off now. We've already had a fine meal. No point in running off and grabbing a burger right away. So it's a deal, yes?
I don't really
Seems
see any
so.
other options, so yeah.
Sounds like could be a good laugh, don't you think?
Indeed, if nothing else, a great experience.
Fantastic.
It can't get any worse than last night. That's for sure.
Indeed.
Well, what happened last night?
Last night was fine. It led to a good round of slaying.
Last night you were wandering through you're sleeping in the woods. Taking you 2 days to get there.
Well. I had last night at the Duke Chateau then.
Oh, yes, the party you were at. I don't know. Sounds like it was a bit of a laugh until the end. Anyway.
Yeah, the end was quite entertaining, if you ask me. Had a nice big scrap with some demons.
Indeed.
That was the morning after.
It's the only thing that really mattered, if you ask me. The rest was kind of boring.
That's in keeping with the blind rage that Garrow was in, but sure, whatever.
He's being what's it, sir?
Coy.
What's the word for it?
Cordial?
Sure, yeah, you know what I mean.
No.
He is exaggerating for the sake of going to an extreme.
Hyperbolic.
Anyway,
Fair enough. Anyway, if there's nothing else you want to do, if you don't want to plan
there is one thing.
Go on.
I would like, as I mentioned, all spellcasters in the party to come together and discuss my perception role in relation to attunement of the hat and see what the party can figure out it might mean.
All spellcasters in the party, eh? So the party then.
Yeah.
Well, principally Alistair and CD as the major spellcasters, but anyone else is allowed to bring their insight. So yeah, I kind of noticed something about this hat. It seems to have interesting properties. I was wondering if you guys might had something to say on that matter.
I'll still take a look at the hat. Can I make an Arcana check?
Sure.
Can I attempt an Arcana check as well?
Sure. Okay.
All right. What do we find out?
Theo, you recognize that this is a hat that has been in the possession of a demon for a good deal of time, and seems to have picked up if you will, an echo of that very demon.
I'll relay that to Garrow and the rest.
The rest of you think it's a nicely tailored top hat, and you can barely remember where you even got it.
I mean, surely they don't need keen mind to realize that they found it after the fight, where literally the big giant red demon just.
Yes.
Doesn't seem like it has any form of divine or corrupting essence to it.
It's been attuned to a demon.
It's now attuned to the Garrow.
Yeah.
But it definitely has an echo.
It is attuned to a demon, sorry.
It definitely has an echo of the pit fiend about it. As to whether you mean it has a corrupting element, I don't know if that's the right phrase for it. Like I said, it has an echo of yeah. I'm happy with what I said. It has an echo of the pit fiend about it, but not in a particularly evil sense. Just in a kind of its properties.
So,
no, I would
what
probably
kind of
suggest
properties are we talking about? Garrow does relay that he had a feeling that it might have something fire related from his previous perception.
I mean, that would probably make sense since it was attuned to a big demon that usually lives around probably the pits of hell. I'm assuming, of course. I don't
Either
know.
way, it's a darn good trace.
I'll tell you what I will also say, Theo. Is anyone actually inspecting it? Are you taking it off? Are you actually looking at it in any way,
Yeah,
shape, or form?
I've taken it off of my wizard hat, and I'm holding it by the brim out in front of me, so people can take a good look.
Roll me a perception check, Karen. With
Who?
advantage. Oh, I'm glad I said
Natural
that.
20.
Fantastic. You notice inside there is a small. It's not exactly a card. It is a piece of material with some writing on it. Does anyone speak Infernal?
Let me check. The answer is no.
ZD does.
CD does?
Does he?
Does he? I speak Draconic.
That's nice.
But,
It's not written by a dragon. It is.
Maybe it's Dwarf. I heard that those are demonish in nature, anyways. Demonic in nature. That was me as an elf
Wait.
trying to.
Doesn't Grace's armor allow her to understand both celestial and infernal?
It allows her to read the Bible.
Alrighty then.
It is not a gift of actual language. It just means that that Bible, in conjunction with the armor, is readable by the owner of the armor.
Would Trig, Ginger? I don't know. I haven't seen Chase writing anything in a bit. Could one of you check if CD knows?
I can look.
I've just checked. He doesn't.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's
Or
still
at the very least,
still here.
there's no listing of infernal on his character sheet.
Have you walked away from the table where everyone is at this?
I think we went off, but maybe not. What, Garrow?
It would have been after the whole encounter with the two Patricks.
I would like to later visit both Patrick and Jock separately to ask some things.
I mean, you'll have difficulty separating them.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it's very snugly together. Like a glove?
I mean, not
more like a sword into its sheath.
Maybe not straight away. I mean, I suppose if you knock on the door, they might be just sitting there talking.
Yeah, they might be there drinking coffee. They might be there picking flowers. Who knows what?
I mean, speaking of them, I mean, if you want to go find them, I mean, if none of us can speak the language written on the card, Garrow's going to assume maybe this traveler of worlds might know a thing or two. Plus, and who asked the point? Given I think this may have changed certain things, slightly more fiery. Maybe it's worth having a bit of a sparring match with the old fella. Maybe we can figure something out in the midst of a spar.
I mean, if you want to suggest sparring with him, go ahead.
You want to spar with Jock?
I've seen both you. I've seen
enough
you.
paladins around to ask for a lay of hands, so if you want to throw punches or to receive punches from that guy, be my guest.
I mean, I'm not normally the one to say it, but I've seen you, and I've witnessed him. I'm pretty sure that there are more honourable ways of turning yourself into paste.
Are you trying to hire
I'm
an
sort of
experienced
curious about
traveler
that
such as him might not know how to hold back?
Look, like he said, he wants to take us to some diner of Tom's. Then something about cows being turned into mincemeat. I guess that's probably a more honorable way of going.
These die for a cause rather than.
In any case, are we done with the hat? I would suggest. Did we, by the way, see that he's got a bit of a what was it? Was it a tan or was it just a sunburn?
This looks a bit sunburned.
Did we notice that? Do we need to roll for anything?
I said it in the description. Give me a perception roll, see if you noticed anything particularly odd about it. As far as you're concerned, he looks like he's been in the sun for a while, which is what he does look like.
I don't see a difference between it being from the wine or from the hat,
Or even
Wine?
from the sun.
or even from the sun. No, I'll refrain from saying anything then.
Fine. Shall we go visit Fitzpatrick? See if he can shed some light into this card?
His name's Jock.
Yeah,
Christ, just call him Jock.
joke.
No, I was just referring to him by his profession is all.
Fitz.
We're going to get formal. You know.
I mean, Garrow has recognised a gentleman exploring kind, so he feels like he should, be formal with him.
Okay.
But I want to. If whoever wants to go along with me, I want to go look them up.
You'll find him still in the dining hall with the bishop, having a good old laugh and just seems to be having a good attempt at drinking all of the alcohol that the bishop might possibly be able to conceivably hold in this entire castle.
Well, I'm glad that they're having a good time and that it's apparently not the worst thing in the world to having sort of angered the daughter of the Demon King.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's in any way, shape, or form fussed about the Demon King. Or his,
being able to teleport, being able to travel to other dimensions sort of has that effect on you,
Mm-hmm.
First, I would like to pull aside. Is Patrick sitting next to them, or is he somewhere else?
Yeah, no, Patrick is sat there with them, listening intently to the song, having a drink as well. And
I would like to pull him apart for a quick talk.
No, that's John's. That's Jock's job.
Not like that.
you message, you sort of gesture towards Patrick and say you want to chat, and he sort of makes his way over to you, and smiles at you and goes, yes. Well, what can I do? He says in perfect. What's the language of the high elves?
Sylvan?
Sylvan.
With just a very serious face, I said, "Are you treated well?"
Very well. This is the best life I could possibly be living.
I understand, and that is all.
You didn't want to ask me anything else?
No.
Okay.
Perhaps later, not now.
Goes and sits back down next to Jock.
While that's going on, Garrow's going to approach
That's
Jacques and
my bad.
say, "Good fellow, I don't suppose you know how to read this," and shows him the insides of the hat.
Jock looks at it and goes, "Ugh! Demon scratch! Show it to Patrick, he might know."
Yeah, very well then. Tell me.
He's the brains
You
of the
seem like,
operation, sort of, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough.
No.
Tell me though, you seem to be one who enjoys a good scrap. How about we have a friendly sparring match a bit later? What'd you say?
You, wee laddie, want to spar with me? Ooh.
perhaps I could learn a thing or two from such an experienced gentleman explorer such as yourself.
Oh, 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 oh. Whew. Let me have a wee think about it. You're a brave one, you are, aren't you?
Is there any other sort worth being?
No, fair enough, quite. All right then, I'll fight you. So, what rules do you have in mind? I mean, Patrick here can
No.
resurrect you if you die. So, to the death, is it?
I was considering, given we're both, well-traveled men, and civilized as we are, but we should keep it civilized. As such, I was considering, unarmed and to first blood. Don't want to give your friend there any more work than he needs, of course.
He doesn't mind. He's good at that sort of thing. He's had to keep me from dying on many occasion. It's a bit dangerous out there at times, First blood, you
Oh.
say?
So Patrick is more than just a pretty face.
Yes. Patrick is a very, very high level cleric. I'm with CD here.
Yeah, to the death. Don't be a coward. Go up trying to be strong, and then you wimp out with this cowardice. Fight to the death. There's not even risk in it this time.
I'm just a wee bit worried, you see, son. If I punch you, it'll be to the death. Unless, of course, I hold back. In which case, first blood might not be quite so easy. I can either turn it on or turn it off, if you know what I mean. But anyway, Patrick,
He's offering to fight 2-on-1.
2-on-1? The two of you? I mean,
I was going to raise an eyebrow and look at Grigori. He's like,
No. CD, not me.
At this point, Alistair will step forwards into the conversation and say, "Perhaps it may interest you, Jacques, to perhaps test your mettle against our combined forces."
Now you're talking, laddie. Now you're talking. This sounds like my kind of game. Aye, that'll be a right laugh. Don't worry,
Very well.
We'll have the good bishop and Patrick patch you up after I've killed you all.
I would suggest perhaps instead of wasting your resources on killing all of us, perhaps until the first of our party falls.
Okay.
Besides, I'm sure once you have eliminated one of our team, the victor will be clear.
Aye, that it will.
Nah, till we're all dead, says CD.
Then perhaps you would like to go first.
Can I roll a perception to see how much drink CD has had? What the fuck? Is CD like tripping or something?
No, but he's getting you into a fight. I like it.
I mean, Garo's all for it. He's a bit concerned that CD's being very un-CD like.
He just wants to get on his good side.
Fair enough.
Oh, I
Fair
mean,
enough.
between you and me, CD, you might be better off having a conversation with Patrick about that.
That was Chase saying that, not CD.
He,
You can tell you didn't use quotation marks.
Alright, if you want to have a fight, I'll do it. We'll go outside, we'll have a fight. First of all, though, Patrick, what does it say in the hat? I can't speak Devil Scratch, but I know you can. At which point Patrick looks in it and he says, if found, please return to Gargarax. He hands it back to you, Garen.
Do you know this
well-
Gargarax?
But the name doesn't ring a bell to me. What about you, Gargoyle?
Really? Does it not? We've heard it many
we,
times.
We don't know Gargorax by name, do we?
You've
In
never
character,
heard
I mean.
Gargarax's name, but in
Haven't we?
character, no.
Oh, I thought you'd.
We have done many memes about Gargarax as.
I thought demons had mentioned it as they'd come in.
Actually, they might have done.
I think
You've
we
had
but they
many-
would have.
resistance pretty hard.
There would have been demons who mentioned it, but I can almost guarantee that they would have been speaking Infernal at the time.
Yeah.
So it probably would have come out as something along the lines of
Mm.
Wait. Demons speak Arabic?
Yeah.
No, but, yeah.
Fair enough.
I was already wondering why, when we had to go into the pit of where the princess was, that we had to take our shoes off and wash our hands and everything, and sit on mats.
Is he wearing metal?
Is Jock wearing metal?
Yes.
No. No, he
Shit.
is basically a almost naked, completely naked man with what looks like several sheep skinned and then tied around his waist to make some sort of kilt kind of affair.
Is his weapon made out of metal?
His weapon is made out of metal. The handle is, however, bound in something other than that. But yes, the sword is made of metal.
Okay, so what's the plan? We fight him one-on-one after, and we just switch out, or is it everybody at the same time?
Everybody at the
Well,
same
we don't have
time.
a chance one-on-one. Just saying.
Yeah, no, okay, because I thought it was we were just gonna go at him one-on-one, and then I thought, okay, while you guys are busy and I'm waiting my turn, I would like to sit with Patrick, because since I just heard that he's the brains of the operations, to ask him about slightly more details.
Well, I mean, ish. I'm not going to show you the character sheets, but
No, but it's more of, hey, okay, what do we actually need to do, rather than hear all kinds of Scottish ramblings.
if you want to, you want to ask Patrick what to do about fighting Jock.
No, not about fighting Jock, just what the job for the next day.
It's exactly as he told you. Go,
Okay.
have a burger with us. Go to the door with a cart, as suggested. Go through the door. Collect the collect the statues as we will describe them. Come back. Go to the door that we will then point you towards, and drop them off. And then come back.
All right. Okay.
That is all. That is all. If you're going to fight Jock and Patrick are kind of inseparable. They are somewhat of a duo, sort of. But Jock will do the fighting here. So as you walk outside, yes. So he basically gets up and heads towards the door. Gives out a hell of a roar as he does it, and goes, "So you faggots coming outside to fight me then?" And as he does
Well,
so,
I mean, with an invitation like that, we can't
he
say no,
just
can we?
ripples with power surging out from him.
Alistair will be the first one to step out of the door.
Well, he won't because Jock was out back
Let
first.
me solo him.
I step out
The
as well.
first step out of the door in response to his challenge.
Okay.
I too
Christ.
step out.
Oops. I've put him in as a background object. Damn it.
Hang on, where's this fight taking place?
Courtyard, I'm guessing.
Courtyard.
Or would it be better
Small
that we go a bit further away from the building?
Hmm.
You'll have to drag us over to the small fort. I'm able to look at it, but the rest of the party is still on the interior shot.
Ah, of course. Right. Let me move that over. Oops. Wrong frickin' thing. There we go.
That looked like foreshadowing for what this combat was going to be like.
Death is the sentence. Oh.
Where are our characters?
They're above Jock. In fact, Jock's there twice.
Jock, that's right.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, twice.
he's below. He's,
I
yeah.
dragged him on. Yeah, you're right.
I just want to say our character. How did you guys let Garrow drag you into this?
Well, notice how Alistair was up for it, but on the but immediately suggested that the first one of us that goes down causes the fight to finish. Alistair doesn't
yes,
expect to
okay.
be the Alistair doesn't expect to be the one to go down during this. In fact, he has a suspicion that he's going to be able to land some heavy hits without any retaliation. In other words,
So
yes,
you
he's
keep
being a
thinking
coward.
that.
Roll for
I mean, I
initiative.
could always cast levitation on you. How do I do this?
You need to click on your icon first.
Yes, I was using an untested map.
Oh,
Need to add an extra line
I
to
did the
it.
same thing twice. Well,
Ooh.
that's convenient.
Apparently, the button I made for rolling initiative does not roll initiative. It just says what the base initiative bonus is to the chat.
Do you mind if we take a 15-minute break?
That is fine. Yes, no problem at all with that.
Take a look at Yesrallaw Odyssey.
Yes.
Will be Grigori's go to go first on this one.
Also, I will have to mute myself in a bit.
Okay.
All right.
Going to be.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for the entire party volunteering, I was tempted to try and steer this towards we get to use our cannon on you. But, oh well, not that it would make much difference.
I'm sure this guy's been shot at with cannons before and already knows how that's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm assuming what he's got, the gun he's got is effectively a cannon. If it's what I think it is.
What do you think it is?
A bolt pistol.
It's basically a bolter, yeah.
I have a question. The thing on his waist,
Mm-hmm.
is it made fully out of metal?
It is largely it is a pistol, yes.
Huh. Sorry, I've
But
just learned
it's
something
made
new.
out of metal, correct?
Yes, you make pistols out of metal, yes.
Oh God, CD's about to cause another explosion.
He's not.
You don't know that.
I'll be
Well,
back.
I'm just thinking, if you heat
in-
metal this thing, the ammunition may explode.
I'm sure that's the plan. Anyway, I seem to have robbed the lowest initiative value, so I'm gonna go make myself some tea whilst I wait for my whilst I wait for my turn to arrive. I won't be long.
I will be back in a second, cats.
Why did Kaz just call cats? This is going to be funny.
It is. Everyone's about to.
Die!
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I need to look something up. Um,
And I'm back.
okay, welcome back.
Did I miss anything?
No, not yet.
Now I'm not rolling this. I'm just checking something quick. Ah, awesome.
Oh.
I'm gonna do this from another source. I may have just found something that like totally cheat sheets the way I've been writing macros. Oh my god, it does. You okay?
Yes. It's just yeah. It's a good job we've got people that can resurrect you guys.
Aren't you glad you wrote up character sheets for these things?
I really am. That's some cute rolls there, Kiki.
Yeah, I'm using them to rip data from the character sheet.
One of them actually hit.
Could be more than that if I wanted.
I just realised. Holy crap. Oh, this is not even fair.
I say again, I'm surprised that the rest of the party went along with this.
This is just so not even fair. um,
You're having fun there, Trig.
I'm about to. Yeah, this is. This is ridiculous. I didn't notice one of his skills until I just read it, which basically means that if his roll is less than his standard strength stat, he can just use his standard strength stat.
What ability is that? Never heard that one before.
What indomitable might. If your total for your strength check is less than your strength score, you can use that score in place of the total.
Basic.
Basically, he can't miss you guys with a hit.
How many times can you use that?
He can just use that. It is part of his skill set.
Hang on. Is it a strength check or an attack roll? Because those are different things.
Your total for strength check, not an attack roll. You're right, actually, on that front.
Because I was about to say that would make Garrow really, really strong when he gets that.
Let's look up the details on it. It's a bit. Um,
Nah.
Right, no, I misread. It's actually not as good as it. Oh. I mean, it is a level 8.
Is Chase here at the moment? Shoot, no. Ah, shame. Well, for those of the party who are here, something I will suggest is if we have any disabling abilities like paralysis related, whole person, and if we have any summoning abilities such as bringing in a swarm of what was it Chase used at the tree, like the orangutans? Basically, more targets.
Mm-hmm.
Theo, if you have anything in that realm, that's you get to go before him. So anything
Yes.
you can do to slow him down would also help.
Right, I'm back. Whose turn are we up to?
We have not started
We haven't
yet.
started yet. Everyone's AFK.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Theo's back. Theo, so as I was saying to an entire party who weren't here, we should try and focus on disables, paralysis, whole person, anything like that. Anything to slow people down. Anything that can summon like a horde of minions, like CD's summon a load of monkeys that he used at the tree. I don't know what Alistair can do, but anything like that he can do would be useful.
Let's see what I can do.
If you've got a spell that will basically make him fall prone, even for a turn, that could be great.
That I do. Unfortunately, between Alistair hitting with his spell and him being able to get back up again, only Grigori will be able to attack. And besides, I'd actually prefer as if somebody else knocked him prone. Or at the very least, allowed Alistair to have advantage on his attacks.
Well, I mean, the only option I have in that regard is grapple, but I get the feeling that Jock may have higher strength than Garrow.
Jock, yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, does that say 50 cal autocannon?
It does say 50 cal autocannon, yes.
I wonder what that could possibly mean.
I mean, where do you want Grigori to be, Theo? I honestly kind of assumed that we'd have a setup of Jock would be at one side of the courtyard and all of us would be at the other end, given he walked out first. But it seems that that's two of our body have managed to get ahead of him.
I didn't mean to click. Oh well, that's that game given away.
Wherever you clicked on, you went to GM.
Okay, good.
Evidently, it didn't even get that far, considering I can't see it.
Good.
What do you reckon, Trig? Do you think this guy might also be arachnophobic?
I reckon you would have to look very long and very hard to find something that Jock is
His wife.
Alas, Jock does not have a wife, and that is a long and sad tale. His curse
Okay.
is unfortunately
His ex.
You would have to talk to Jock. Jock has quite a lot of lore that I have created for him. He is a cursed man.
I'm here.
Greetings.
Apparently, there has been an accidental discovery that scallops like disco lights.
Random.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Theo is asking a question. With regards insightful manipulator. Let me just bring up Jock's stat sheet. And I'm going to have a look at Theo's stat sheet just ever so quickly, just so that I can answer him fully on this. Where? Grigori.
Oh, he's starting the psychological damage.
With regards intelligence, Grigori is more intelligent. With regards wisdom, he is not. With regards charisma, he is not. With regards class levels, you are less than half of his level.
A recommendation, Trick.
Mm-hmm.
Change the rocket launcher from bludgeoning to thunder damage.
Rocket launcher?
Kiki
Yes.
just launched a rocket launcher.
That is... I don't know where CD got a rocket launcher from.
I mean, Kiki's the one who fired it.
That was not me. That was Kiki. It is. I don't know what that is. Master of Tactics. Additionally, when you use the half action in aid of an ally, an attacking creature, target of that attack can be within 5 feet of you. If the target can hear or see you.
That's handy. That'll certainly help Alistair.
So you're going to use the help thing to Alistair, and that is your move. Sorry, and that is your bonus action. Okay. Are you going to do anything else?
I imagine he's going to take a stab at it.
From where you are? No. He's not engaged. That is not advantage.
Flanking only works as melee.
Mm-hmm.
Trig, given we know this fight is about to happen, would I have
fight
been
is
able
happening.
to activate my shield before combat starts?
Right, okay. Your shield? By what do you mean by that?
The Eye of the Storm temporary hit points thing.
Is the Eye of the Storm temporary hit points, what is that governed by? What is that
It's
created
a bonus
from?
action.
Is that yes, and what is that? Is that just your part of your rage? Does that come from your hat? Does that?
No, I can cast it for free when raging. Otherwise, I get 4 uses per day.
Okay.
It comes from the same source as his rage, though, as being a part of his barbarian class.
Okay. On your turn, because Grigori is already in his turn at this point in time.
I think it might be voice meter because it just took the middle of what he was saying. It does it occasionally. We got the gist though.
Can you shoot your bow and then sneak attack as soon as Jock is within 5 meters of... So hold on a second, right. You want to shoot your bow as a sneak attack as soon as Jock is within 5 feet of a party member, and then move behind cover. Are you delaying your turn? We did this before to Garrow, and he delayed his turn, and that was it. He was waiting at that point, and that was his turn order has changed. Or
Hang on.
This is how we did it in the last fight.
Let's you're not gonna get any advantage or bonuses from waiting till someone's within 5 foot with a ranged attack.
Yeah.
Ranged attacks don't get flanking.
Yes, but if somebody's within 5 feet of the target that he's firing a bow at, he gets a sneak attack.
Gets a sneak attack.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I quite like the idea of being able to voluntarily drop your initiative.
I do. I think it's a good system. If you want to hold that attack off, that does mean you'll be dropping your attack to.
Could someone in any way give him disadvantage on wisdom saving throws?
That's exactly what we did in the last fight. To Garrow.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Theo, would you like to reduce your initiative value to something a bit lower? And if so, how low would you like it to go?
Just below Garrow, I think.
I believe you can ready an action, can't you? You can spend your you can
Yes.
spend your action to set up so that something happens on your reaction if a trigger is.
Yes, he can do that, but that does mean that no moving.
Yeah. You'd have to move first. So you can move, and then you can say, "I'll shoot" when an ally gets in range to give me advantage, to give me sneak. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Then he does just that.
And he does just that. And it is Jock's turn at that point. So you've taken your bonus action to give Alistair help on his attack, and then you've moved around the corner, ready. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's so. Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second. God damn it, the scale is all fucking off on this map. Grumble, I only just noticed it. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, let me change that. That is all kinds of fucked up. Right.
Oh, he's 150 feet away. We've got plenty of time.
I can fix that for you now if you like.
I'm on it.
And suddenly everyone's aura's got 10 times, got 6 times bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, what the fuck is originating in the top left of this corner?
I don't see any auras but my own at the moment.
Very good question. No idea what's going on over there.
What? The top left?
Yeah, there's a big ass green aura coming in from somewhere. I'm not quite sure where it's from or why. This is the problem with rehashing old maps.
No, well, I guess we'll just have to ignore it for now.
Yep. Right. Jock makes his move. Moves his 40 feet over here. Draws his yep.
He's deliberately gone around CD.
Yes.
Otherwise, he would have provoked an attack of opportunity as well.
Yep. So he didn't fall within your thing, but he knows. He knows what he's doing. You're not fighting a newbie here. He draws and fires his gun.
That's hardly sporting.
CD, does 23 hit?
Yes, how much damage should I take?
That would be 60.
60.
And yes, 19 is a natural one there.
60, Jesus.
What you get when you pick a fight with a level 20 character. Second shot, does 27 hit?
Fuck you.
Well, that's CD down.
Yeah.
I was gonna...
You're going to die. You're all going to
No.
die. I'm really sorry.
Does he really think I'm the biggest danger in here?
No, he thinks you're an easy kill quickly. That he can take out quickly.
Fucking hell,
Not
alright,
much
I'm dead.
sparring. Eh?
Yes.
I am now currently unconscious.
Mhm.
I mean, it's hardly fair. It's okay. It's a level 20 character with a fucking gun.
Yes, I know. I
You
did explain
chose
that.
to get involved.
A level 20 character shouldn't have a fucking gun.
He
Yes, he should.
traverses time and space. I have explained this to you guys, and you were the one going, "Yes, fight for the death." So yes, he kills you in one turn.
Well, that's
Alright.
the end of the whole thing, since we said 2 of the first party died.
Okay.
Shall we res CD or?
Sure.
Wait, that's the end of the fight?
Yes.
I mean, we
Yeah.
don't have to, do we?
It's okay.
I mean,
I'm joking.
honestly,
Yeah.
I
poor
controlled
show,
death
to be
saving
honest.
throws.
Sparring and all. At least, put the weapons down.
Patrick casts resurrection.
I'm not dead yet. Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna take the 1 hit point and be done with it. That's hardly fucking fair with that thing on your waist.
To be fair, that second shot didn't actually kill CD. It just put him into down and bleeding out.
Yes.
I mean, sure. Okay, we can leave it and carry on for another round or two if you like.
I'd say it's up to the party.
Would you like to continue this fight?
I'd say
that.
let's get one round in now that
Sure.
Fitzpatrick has done some gunning.
Yeah. Now I'm just gonna go and stabilize CD. Like now Gal can see this guy is not actually a gentleman and is not interested in actually, fighting a sparring match as a sparring match. He's kind of lost interest.
I mean, you've said that. Did Jog finish his turn?
Jock is
That's a good
basically
question.
going to go. I said to the death, "Do you want to continue?"
Well, he looks a bit down and out, doesn't he? Let's call it there.
Well,
rest of the party
Alistair.
can either agree or ignore.
That is
Alistair, considering the okay, Alistair at this point is thinking, yeah, that's the fight over. But if anybody else is going to be doing anything else, then
I mean, it's Garrow's turn next, and then Grace.
Yeah, Garrow's just gonna shrug and he's just gonna walk over to CD and stabilize him.
Okay,
That's right.
Grace, do you want to do anything?
He's gonna call out like a poor show, old chap. I think I might have made things worse for CD with my medicine roll.
I rolled a 20 on my death save. Can I just fucking
on
get
your
off?
fourth death save, so you're already dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
joking. I'm joking. Don't worry. I know.
Yeah. I am going to wander over in a non-threatening way and take a look at the weapon. Now I'm going to go, that's a very impressive weapon. Where do I get one of these? Mind if I take a shot?
You want to have a go with my pistol?
Garrow will hold up CD for you to shoot at out to one side.
It's,
If he does that, can I slap him with a
You're
polymorph?
unconscious. You're
No,
unconscious.
I mean,
Alright, shit. Never
You're
mind.
unconscious.
I mean, I'm
and
used
possibly
to-
already dead.
I'm used to spear and bow, but this seems to be some kind of wand, yes?
Yes, I mean, it roars a huge amount of noise from it when it fired. You're all a bit sort of wah noise, and yeah, CD would be a freaking mess.
Does it go all the way through his chest and out the other side, sort of? Mess?
Yeah.
I mean, it's called a 50 cal machine gun, at least according to the thing being rolled.
It is basically a burst firing Desert Eagle. It's not a 50 cal heavy machine gun, but it is, yes.
So it's Judge
Okay,
Dredd's gun.
I expected this man to basically just go full Rambo on CD there.
He's absurdly powerful. I'm just saying.
He's absurdly powerful because of the fucking gun, not because he's level 20.
And
All right,
yes, and he has
you know. Well, let's get. That's fair. Let's get CD up to full health, and CD and him could go 1-on-1 without weapons. See how long CD lasts.
I cast polymorph. He turns into a frog. Fuck off.
no, he's
doesn't
immune
work
to
that way.
magic.
He has legendary resistance. Fuck?
He's a level 20 character, dude. He has all manner of shit on him. He travels time and space. He fights fucking gods.
Nah, fair
I
enough.
mean, to be fair, level
he's
20
basically a
character.
space marine.
Level 20 players don't get legendary saves, to be fair.
No, he doesn't have a
Yes.
legendary save. You're right. But he has items on him that are very, very powerful. He also has a level 18 cleric lurking in the background, busting out all manner of stuff on him as well.
Either way, I've
Wait,
asked a
hang
question.
on.
Is he?
Yes, Patrick is powerful. Very powerful.
Was Jean and Patrick buffing him during that?
No, they weren't.
Okay, good.
But
Is he going to allow me to try out his gun?
if you would like to try out the gun, he will let you try out the gun. He will take you through using the gun in intricate detail. And he will make sure that he is always behind you and he is guiding you in exactly how to use the gun very, very carefully, as you would a small child with the first time that they ever use a gun. He's not just going to hand you a burst-firing 50 cal pistol.
What is our target?
What would you like to shoot at?
Is there like a particular like marking on a window on this building or something?
I mean, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna shoot the gun. And assuming that Go on.
I would say, given that you're not proficient in the use of firearms, this would be a
Major
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
a 1d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
Well, what I've done is I've taken the stats from the macro that Triggers rolled and removed the proficiency modifier, and I can just roll that if you like.
Do.
Gun. It's a nat 20. Okay.
Wait, why are you using strength for this?
Because that's what Jock used.
Yep.
And more importantly, why is Jock using strength for this?
You need strength if you're going to fire a hand
You
cannon.
need strength to fire this gun. It is not a matter of dexterity, it is a matter of stopping it from flying out of your hand when you pull the trigger.
Hmm.
I am going to.
This is getting into the nitty-pickies. Honestly, let's just move on with this.
I'm going to take a look at this gun. I'm going to look back to Jock. This is amazing.
Jock will grin and go, yes. Yes, it is.
Also, nat 20, first shot with a gun.
I mean, that's, yes, you did rather an impressive shot. And there is 3 dirty great holes in that wall now.
Is CD awake yet?
Yeah, sure. I mean, CD can get as much healing as he likes, and will literally be straight back up to health. Both Jean and Patrick will, click fingers, wounds heal. You're fine.
That's fucking cheating. That's what it is.
Life
Ouch.
is not going to be the same without one of these. Jock, where do I get one?
Not for a long time yet, dear. I'm afraid. I'm afraid these are a long way from being invented.
Surely we can make an exception.
No. How long? Oh, about 600 years at least.
Ah, so in other words, roughly around middle age for Grigori then. He'll be able to buy himself a midlife crisis firearm, it seems.
You said this place we're going allowed us to travel through time. Perhaps we can pick one up while we're there and
He's going to look at
keep
you.
it on the down low.
He's going to look at you straight in the eyes and very, very firmly say, "Do not even think that again, lassie. You're going through the Hall of Worlds. And if you start playing with the timeline, the monitors will end you. They'll end me. They'll end all of us. Like that."
Well, you say that this thing can't be out of time. Yours clearly is.
That's
Why can we
because
not make another exception?
That's because I've got a hall pass, lassie. That's because I'm a conqueror of worlds. That's because I own entire fucking planets.
So I need only conquer the world first.
When you get to my level, exceptions are made. But until then, know your place. This will be available for those that can get there. But when you get there, you'll be a different person to the one you are now. You'll have lost. You'll have been torn apart and put back together.
I think we should put the discussion about this accursed fucking weapon, if you could call it that.
Curse, this thing is a blessing.
It's. Aren't you the one for honor? What honor? What the fucking honor is blowing a fucking hole in someone?
Laddie, I was just giving you a wee lesson. Where I'm from, everyone's firing at least something like this. And I'll be honest with you, not every time it goes through. Sometimes it bounces off, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna wander up to CD.
Where you are at the moment, you're fighting gnats and mouse and spiders. Where I'm from, we're fighting what you'd consider gods. You need something with a better punch, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna wander over up to CD. I'm gonna say, is it dishonorable? I don't think it is. It seems perfectly reasonable if everyone
He
has
avoided
access to
the
them.
whole combat with me. He didn't even swing his damn sword, and he just put 2 holes in me.
Indeed.
I'm gonna
And
wander
how is
over
that?
to him and to Jock and say, "Oh, my friend over here is a bit upset. You know, he never got to taste the steel of your blade. Would you do him a favor and help him out?"
Jock puts the gun back in his holster, locks over a latch on it. There's a click, an audible click sound, and he reaches back onto his sword, pulls the sword out, and as he does, there's a noise, and the teeth on it begin to spin round very, very fast. You mean
Is
this
that
sword?
weapon fucking alive?
Yeah, Garo's going to turn back to see and say, "Well, are you ready? I mean, you wanted this. It's not too late to back out."
No, wait.
Mr.
Is
Fight
that
to the
weapon
death.
Is that weapon fucking alive?
That may as well be for someone like you. No, there's an engine inside it. You understand about engines, yes?
Okay, do I know about engines?
I'm going to make a religion check to see what kind of celestial being an engine is.
You know what? Same.
No, wait. Anyone who's been to Isengard's place would know what an engine is.
Yeah.
Steam engine, at least.
Yeah.
I would like
Alistair
to roll,
hasn't.
I guess,
Yeah.
investigation or insight, to try and deduce how small the engine must be.
Yes, Theo, you would guess that there is some sort of machine in there, You'd probably well remember Isengard's laboratory. Garrow, yeah, you'd probably have an insight that this is some sort of mechanical marvel.
Okay, do I get advantage because this is basically what I transform into when I'm in my animal form?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll investigation. No, wait, history for that.
So, where you intend to send us? Do they all have these?
Where I intend to send you.
22.
Yes, you'll have understood.
Okay,
You'll have
let me
understood
just-
what an engine is.
That's
Let
They
me
can-
just describe something to you for a moment, Chase. Your
Mhm.
animal forms, they are made of metal and machinery, but they are powered by magic. They themselves are not mechanically driven.
Well, I got the 22 anyway, so I would.
You'd have
um,
understood engines as far as with what you saw at Isengard's steam engines and
you
so on.
can fit one in there.
Aye, the future's a wonderful place, laddie. Terrifying too. As for where I want you to go. No. First of all, in the past, no. In the where you're delivering them to, nothing like this. No. Something like my pistol. Ish. A little. Although
okay,
it's closer to your organ gun you've got over there. Nice little relic, that.
Okay. Frankly, this is all too much over my fucking head for me to even understand half of this fucking shit. So let's just do the job, get back to Yesrallaw, and be done with it. I hope I never.
You say that like we can do it faster. I mean, we're waiting for the Archbishop to rally our army at the moment. You haven't even given him a day.
Grand. So, now the wee little demonstration is over. How about we get a good night's sleep? I'll give you a description of what you need to be getting for me. And then, we'll go and have a burger, and I'll send you on your way. But so you would like to know more about how that cannon works? Roll me a persuasion check, Theo. Yep. He is going to turn around to you and go, I'd love to tell you, laddie, but again, certain things are against the rules. And even whilst I've got a pass, I don't want to break the rules too much.
I'll still step forward and just say, to cut a long series of non-answers and unimportant questions short, I presume anything that we do not already know, you are not allowed to tell us.
Aye, the wee laddie's got it. Indeed. Not allowed to affect the timeline, you see.
I'm familiar with those with power guarding their secrets. I come from nobility.
That's the one. It's not about so much about guiding the secrets. It's more to do with the whole of reality falling apart and everyone dying in horrible, nasty ways. You can't be having the Roman legions marching around 2,000 years ago with heavy machine guns from the 20th century. It would be a right fucking mess. Couldn't be given the English laser guns whilst they're marching around doing their thing.
Given the amount of words you just said that I do not know what they mean, perhaps it may be a good idea for your own personal safety if you were to stop saying such things.
Yeah, probably right. Bish, it's your bloody wine. Your wine and beer, it gets me The little lad's all right. He's yeah, you're a good one, and he slaps you on the back, and nearly knocks you flat on your face. In the process, he goes, "Aye."
Oh, hang on. I know one for this. Let's see. Strength saving throw. Oh, I'd say he stumbles a good 3 or 4 steps forwards, but yeah, I'd say he doesn't quite land flat on his face.
Do you know how strong Jock is?
Look, I was giving Alistair a strength save of 10.
Yeah, sure, go for it. He taps you
I
very,
match.
very, very lightly.
Yeah. Alistair, he knows his way around a conversation, and that's about it.
Grand. Right, let's get you wee laddies to bed. Get your beauty sleep and all of that, and we'll get going in the morning. Hopefully before any of these wee demons start crawling out the woodwork. Fish here, though, is able to stop them popping in, but nothing really to stop them forming up in the woodlands over there and marching over the drawbridge. Well, that is apart from the drawbridge. But you get my point. Sooner you
I'm
lot are
not
out
sure
of
I'd
here,
be.
the better. Sorry, milady. What were you saying, lass?
I'm not sure I'd be too disagreeable. I mean, the demons are good fighting.
Aye, they are. That they are. Tend to make a bit of a bloody mess of things, though.
Indeed, that's our grand goal.
Your grand goal is making a bloody mess of things. Aye. I have heard some tales of you lot wandering around out here.
You have heard the explosions.
I've heard of, yes, a few wee things. Aye. Like I said, Tom's diner has been all of a flutter the last couple of days at least. More than once.
Sadly,
I think you lot have been
I
mentioned.
can personally not take credit for this. For the one who was responsible for the explosions, look to the one whose chest you caved in with your great weapon.
Ah, the wee little fella there. You were the one that blew the shit out of Brest.
Indeed.
Oh, that was a funny one, that was. Oof. Oof.
To this, CD just kind of tries to puff himself up and tries to make himself look proud of his accomplishments and desperately tries to hide the fact that he blew himself up in the process. Chase's internet's died, by the way. He's asked me to take over for him.
Fair enough. I heard.
Yes, but Grigori, he got better, didn't he? I mean, look at him now. He's only slightly exploded now.
Yeah, I heard you got given your life back by a demon. Wonder what you had to do for that. Anyway.
Hang on, this is the first time I think anyone besides Grigori or City heard that part. Unless I'm wrong.
I believe it's also the first time Alistair's heard this, actually. Yeah, Alistair
we
will.
finally heard that they owe a favour to Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Alistair will turn to Grigori, not CD, because, Chase isn't here, and just look at him and cock his head and say, "The demon, Jenny Talia, restored you and CD to life."
Jenny Taylor. But yes. Yes. Hey, that's what I heard.
Aha. And to what do you owe her in favor for this service, Grigori?
Remember what she asked you to. Yes,
Well,
he
then
remembers.
it sounds like we've got a conflict of interest here. Or maybe
mean,
just
we
an
can-
interesting conflict.
We can listen to
Listen.
him.
Listen to
Before-
the king's request.
We can listen before we take action.
Are you
Perhaps
sure
you
that's a
can
good
stage.
idea?
Perhaps in that case, Grigori, you can stay true to your word by listening to the king's final wish. Should our quest see us through to success?
Are you sure that's a good idea, fellows? I mean, the last time one of those royals spoke to one of us, they ended up with a glowing crown and mad eyes. Or do you not remember that?
I remember that occurring to you, but no one else.
Indeed, and would you really want to have to fight your own kinsman in battle when you're taking out a dastardly demon foe?
I possess the means by which to end such an effect on you.
Indeed, I'm not sure you'd be too hard to put down if we had to.
I mean,
would
without
rather not have to
committing
fight.
violence to our friend. I'm sure you are all familiar with and remember the time when Grigori was cursed by that terrible amulet. I used the light of my god to rip that cursed amulet from his neck, freeing him of the curse. I'm sure such powers will be effective in restoring you in the event that you lose control of your wits, Garrow.
Perhaps, but I'd rather not give him the opportunity in the first place. It's not the nicest of experiences, and I'm not keen to relive it. In fact, thinking of it, makes me want to drown it out, and with that, Garrow will about face head back inside and look for a beer.
Alistair was about to do the same, actually. He declares that he's going to retire, and that if anybody wants him, he should be easy enough to find. And he'll ask Jock if there is an appropriate room here, or if he should ask the Archbishop for that instead.
You'll have to ask the Archbishop for that. This is I'm merely a guest like yourself. I've been assigned a room, but
Very well.
talk to old Gene in there. He'll set you up. Maybe fix you with a bottle of brandy or a bottle of wine or something. Help with the a bit of a wee nightcap. I know I'm gonna have one.
I would like to suggest, Theo, that you don't do a repeat of the last time we were staying in the same place as an NPC. It might not end well for you this time.
Well, in either case, Alistair's going to head into the building and speak to the Archbishop about potential places to sleep for the night. He's going to be taking he's going to say that he's going to be taking an early night, but he's going to be doing some evening reading.
Fair enough. You will find many copies of Mars's Bible lurking around, and various other interesting texts, treatises on war and tactics, and various other things.
Oh yeah, Alistair will will happily read through a variety of things, especially anything that is in regards to the old gods that Mars has expunged from his realm.
You'll be looking for stuff about ancient Rome and Greece. If you're going to talk to Gene about that, he is going to advise you that Homer's works on the Odyssey and Iliad are a fine place to start.
Yep, Alistair would do precisely that in that case.
Big fat plug. Read the Odyssey. Read the Iliad. Fantastic books. All the audiobooks are just as good too.
It's a shame that
Not
they're part
better.
of an incomplete. It's a shame that the Iliad and the Odyssey are parts of incomplete sets that we've never been able to find the rest of the entries for.
Well, the problem is that Homer, so to speak, wrote them and was telling them as word of mouth. The fact that they were then copied down and translated over and over again does mean that there are going to be bits missing, sadly. Yes, but even as they stand, fantastic. And yes, Greek the stories of the Greek gods, loads of fun. Loads of fun. In going through them, honestly, you will find a particular story that might be of interest to you regarding one of the Gorgons, Medusa, and some of the many people that sought to fight her and free her from her curse, and how many of them were turned to stone. A thought occurs to you.
Well, actually, you say that. What should I roll to see if Alistair is able to efficiently add 2 to 2?
Insight. Yeah, no, you don't put the 2 and 2 together, but you might do.
I'm sure he will eventually.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth bearing in mind that in reality, Alistair is just. He's not particularly smart, he's just had the education of a. He's just had the education of a noble, and otherwise has somewhat average intelligence.
Theo, anything you can find with regard to the Hall of Worlds would be significantly incomplete in comparison to what Jock has already slurred at you this evening whilst guzzling down bottles of wine. As far as writings of the Hall of Worlds are mere conjecture. The fact that you have someone that actually travels them and is willing to speak on it quite so openly is somewhat of a rarity, shall we say. Anyway, I'm going to suggest that it's time for me to go and grab a cup of coffee because I'm feeling a little parched. So a 5-minute break, perhaps?
Plan.
And tomorrow, incidentally, CD, you will be feeling rather good in the morning. The healing spells and various other things that have been put on you. And it wasn't 2 holes, it was 6. That gun fires 3-round bursts.
You know, Trig, when you said that, CD wakes up feeling rather good, I was half expecting you to then follow that up by, you also happen to wake up next to Patrick.
Ew. No, I wouldn't do that to him.
Ginger,
Hmm.
do you think Alistair would have used part of the evening to ask Jean about the local city where the angels take their artifacts?
You mean Paris?
No, Anus.
The angels don't take their rare artifacts to Annis, I don't believe.
I'm pretty sure what
That's
Trig
literally
read
what
out right at the start.
they do. Michael is collecting some of the rare artifacts in it for his personal collection. That might not be his complete collection.
Okay.
And if he's been sent to collect something specifically for a personal friend, shall we say, he's probably delivered that thing to said personal friend, rather than just hide it away. I don't know though. We shall have to see.
See, I was operating on the logic of if he has a personal collection, he probably stores said personal collection in the most secure place he can, which wouldn't be some bumfuck village in the middle of nowhere named after a person's asshole.
No, that's a different town.
That is where he's basically said no. He said send them to Anus. He's not said that is where he's keeping his personal collection though. I'll read it back out to you if you like.
Also,
Oh, what?
why wouldn't you keep your personal collection in the bum end of nowhere in a town named after an arsehole? Because who would think to look there?
I mean, Kiki makes a point, a fair point there.
The point isn't about why would you look there. The point is how would you stop someone from inadvertently stumbling into it?
Well, for a start,
The problem with towns in the middle of bumfuck nowhere is that they tend to have a lot of children wandering around.
guarded by literal angels and celestial traps and various other devices.
I have a question,
Alright.
Trig.
Yes, go for it.
Alright, so in other words,
Are
go...
celestial traps celestial gay?
No.
Alright, so what I'm hearing from Trig here is that if we want to find Mike's temporary storage facility for interesting magical bits and pieces, we go to Anus and we look around for the cave that nobody survives entering.
I imagine it's
Maybe.
going to be more of a big glowing white building.
Maybe,
with like fluted columns.
What I'm saying is, if you want to find Mike Oxard and the whole head of the Inquisition and the Inquisition's full chapter of upper echelons that are operating in France, they are all busy, doing stuff in Anus. No. Whether or not they've taken over a large building, whether or not they're digging around in some cave, or what remains to be seen. You would have to go there and find out. But if you are looking for an archangel and his army on Earth, that is probably where you're going to find a lot of them. And if you are going to do a heist there, I can only wait to see how that will turn out. I imagine you could probably
Quite obvious how it will turn out. Burning sphere.
So I imagine you'll do better than I half expect. And then it will go colossally wrong. Honestly, I swear you guys are never on the same side twice.
Mm.
It is a bit chaotic, isn't it?
A tad.
I've just found an example of what Grace's armor most likely looks like. Perhaps with a fresh coat of paint.
What is what? I'm downstairs, I can't see it at the moment.
It's a suit of ancient bronze armor
Okay, yeah.
in a museum.
Sort of Greek/Roman Corinthian helmet.
Doesn't look like a Corinthian helmet. But what is most important is that it has abs sculpted into the armor, and most importantly of all, it appears as though it was very cold that day.
That, you know what? Here's the weird thing, right? A lot of people are going, "Oh no, they did stuff in 300." They never did that. No, they actually sculpted the armor quite a lot back in the Greek days, and yes, they did like to add nipples to their armor. And it's actually a lot more common than people realise, and there's a massive retconning going off of that at the moment. The Romans didn't. The Romans were like, no, the Greeks are a bunch of fucking degenerates. Just give me a plate of decent steel. That'll do. But the Greeks did like the old ripped abs and pecs. They thought it would bestow fear upon the enemy if they see someone running at them literally glowing gold or bronze in the sunlight and looking ripped as shit.
Morning or evening, afternoon. It's sometime in the day.
It is. Just so you know, we are streaming at the present moment. In case you get shy. I mean, you're welcome to talk if you like. Just
Yeah,
some
we are
people-
currently on break.
We're on a break, grabbing a quick cup of coffee. But some people suddenly go, "Oh no, I'm on stream," and go shy and run off.
And let me go fetch the list of bad words to say. I wasn't sure if you were streaming because usually when you do D&D, someone streams it live here sometimes for people to watch. But
Yeah, it's usually Theo, and I'm not sure why he's not. That's because he's quiet at the moment.
hey, when these guys are streaming, so if we're gonna do something, I suggest we do it elsewhere. I just came to see how ginger and that was after work.
Okay, away in pit 1 then. Sorry for disturbing.
No worries.
Yeah, sorry, we're going to game, and I was just going to see how you lot were, but I will see you later since he's here already.
Alright, see you later.
We were heating up bolognese very, very, very slowly on a temperature that would barely heat anything.
Why would you do such a thing?
But I will heat up some bolognese. I will put it on temperature 2 out of 10.
Again, why would you do such a thing?
I don't know.
Said don't eat the squirty cream.
I did say don't eat the squirty. Would you like half of this with me? You're gonna eat? You want spaghetti with it?
No, we'll have the bolognese.
Sure.
So,
You can have
here's something for you.
Go on.
I recently went to a Italian place in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went there, by recommendation of my friend, I had a bolognese pizza.
Yep.
It was odd,
Yeah,
but not bad. It was like when you have garlic bread with your bolognese, except that was the entire thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. I guess that works. Right, I'm gonna make my way back upstairs. Now I have mini bolognese.
No spaghetti at all, Theo.
No, I have spaghetti, but no, you don't have.
No, I'm talking
bolognese
about
without
on the
spaghetti.
bolognese pizza.
See, it's not far off a loose meat sandwich at that point.
Yeah.
See, I'm taking the clever option and using cheese instead of spaghetti, making it closer to a pizza.
How
Are you okay there?
Yes, I'm fine.
Trig, I have
Yes.
something for you here. When you get back to the to your computer.
I am back in the computer. I'm just stuffing food in the face.
Oh, excellent. In that case, you need to track one of these down for Di next time it's her birthday.
Oh, incidentally, I've been watching The Boys recently. The season 3 of The Boys, because that's just restarted. Anyone that hasn't seen The Boys, it's fantastic.
Can confirm it's quite excellent.
It starts off smoking and just never lets up. And rarely is there an episode that I would call slow. Yeah. Right. So, are we ready to continue? Is the question.
Hey Theo. I feel like you'll be able to make good use of this video. Specifically, the last, 4 seconds.
uh,
No, I was just thinking that you'd cut it down into something and then to put it into the meme system. That sounds like some nice bolognese.
hmm. It was. I know I'm a disgrace to the human race for eating on stream, but don't care. It was delicious. Delicious earlier.
I know.
Delicious now.
Right? Who does that?
I know. I'm going to come downstairs and get ice cream in
Wait, we've got ice cream.
Right. I'll be back in a bit.
I mean, okay. How long is a bit? Are we knocking the stream on the head? Shall we do that?
Okay. Well, we've hit a nice point to stop the session. Hence why we're taking a break.
Yes.
Theo can't talk anymore. Chase is completely gone.
Yes.
And honestly, at this point, I would say bringing it to a close is actually not a bad call.
I tend to concur. Actually, I was going to get you to Tom's Diner and end it there, which is essentially you wake up, you walk through the door that Jock holds open for you after unlocking it,
well,
and walk down a hall into second door on the right, kind of thing.
why don't we actually start off the next session having skipped all the preamble of getting through the morning and actually going to the Hall of Worlds, and then have the opening scene, if you will, be the party entering the diner.
The party, basically, yes, literally a door in the castle opens. In there is a very, 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 very long, desolate looking hallway, and with a number of almost imperceptible doors on each side, and each door looks almost completely identical. In fact, they are all identical. And Jock marches down there with you and goes, "Right, follow me." And
Opens the wrong door. Oh, not that one.
Opens the door on the left, and it opens into Tom's Diner. Tom's Diner is a very classic American-looking diner, and there are a number of people in there, a number of creatures, and the first thing Jock says is, "No trouble. There is an amnesty in here." And yes, I did rip that off completely from Cyberpunk. Don't care. Not even slightly sorry about it. And that is where we'll pick it up, in Tom's Diner.
Don't worry. I have not played Cyberpunk, so I have no idea what the reference is.
There's a diner in Cyberpunk that you visit once. It just happens to be very, very, very definitely an archetypical American diner when you look at it. So I was just like, right, having that. That fits my needs exactly. So there you go. Have a diner. When we start off, we will start off with you walking through the doors, being warned again by Jock, no fucking about, no funny business, enjoy the burgers, don't get into a fight.
Right then, I shall be going now.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Theo's asked what the elven diet is. Basically anything really. They tend to prefer they tend to prefer food that is very close to nature. They don't do much in the way of pastries or manufactured grains. Most of elven diets foods consist of freshly killed things and vegetables and greenery and things of that nature. They do eat meat, yes.
Oh yeah, the last thing you hear before I close the stream is, "And anyway, I seem to have left my hat behind in the last place anyway." Good night, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you all next week.